What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your favorite podcast. I'm Beezy.
Adrian.
And Danae.
And this is But
Actually,
Decent.
the
podcast.
podcast. She said decent.
Right.
Wow. Listen, y'all, before we get into it, we need y'all to like, subscribe, share, do all the things with your people so we can make this grow, so we can have more conversations every single week. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Yes.
And join the conversation in the comments.
Yes, join the conversation. Absolutely. Thank you, Nay. Okay. Yeah.
I really can't stand y'all.
That's funny. How was y'all weekend, man?
Danae, you go first.
Well, are we gonna go through kind of what's been happening in the last few weeks, or we just focusing on the weekend? Because we've been gone for a while.
We have. Maybe we can
Life has been life.
kind of like
Life has been life.
squeeze it all in real quick. Kinda.
Okay. Last weekend I got back from out of town on Friday. I was in New Orleans for a week, and Friday I just chilled because got back in the evening. Saturday I went to watch one of my girls' game. Yeah, and then my mom spent the night. Came, hung out, and then on Sunday, my sister hosted a little small gathering at her house. So,
That's
yeah,
dope.
very busy weekend, but back to work today, and got to pay some bills.
Gotta pay them bills. Them bills don't stop.
Yeah, man. What y'all
Adrian,
been
how
on?
about you?
What did I do this weekend? I had one of my other friends had a birthday party, a Jersey party. So we did that, and then I was so in it. I woke up with my clothes still on, and apparently we had to pull over so I could throw up on the expressway.
Oh, good night.
Yeah, I was a 19-year-old.
What was the choice of spirit for the night?
Terramana.
Oh,
which
tequila.
one? Light skin.
Dark
Michael
skin,
Jackson
maybe.
or dark skin Michael Jackson? Okay.
Dark skin Michael Jackson.
A
For
Nate
sure.
Joe.
And I had to. Do you know I even bought a Red Bull? Like I was really being like 19. I had a Red Bull, but we had a good time though. Just a couple people got together, just celebrated, and everybody had jerseys and stuff. It was fun. So I did that Saturday, and when I woke up Sunday, didn't take no contacts out, didn't do nothing. Then they're like, "Let's go to breakfast." Then we went to the grocery store. Then I bought 3 watermelons. Like just crazy.
It turned into a full day.
And then I got this little bug I'm getting over. So I'll be sipping my tea, but really sipping my tea throughout the episode. But that's pretty much what was going on with me for the weekend. B, what was happening on
I got a question. Were people wearing jersey dresses?
No one had on a jersey dress, actually. It was a lot of two of my other friends had on that short cheerleading skirts with jerseys, but no one had on like a jersey dress. I thought somebody was gonna do it. I thought the birthday girl was gonna do it, but she ain't do it. But ain't nobody had one.
Y'all playing sound off school. Oh, you got a jersey dress?
Danae, you had a jersey dress?
Did I have one?
Yeah.
I was not a jersey dress girl because of the basketball thing, but I always wanted one.
Okay.
I felt like it would be corny if I wore a jersey
because you
dress.
was an actual basketball player.
Yeah.
Maybe you could live out your dreams now. Maybe you could get you a jersey dress.
Get you some Melissa.
I had some Melissas, and they smelled so good when they came out the box. Didn't they smell like candy? And then once
they were so fresh, as soon as you get one good wear out of them, they be smoking.
Smoking. Like they used to leave like smoke and condensation inside of them.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yes, you do.
Ooh, if I see them,
you would definitely know.
Okay, I do know what you're talking about.
Didn't they get yours?
I don't have any. I don't currently have anyone
What
listening.
people like? So you want the yellow ones or the white?
Right. I'll be right back. They right next to my pastries.
Flat out. Yeah, that's funny. Flat out.
This is insane.
All right, BZ, what you been on?
I was with the good people of Funky Town Brewery over the weekend. I was taking some pictures for them, and that was cool. And other than that, just hung out with family and stuff. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too wild. I was in a car accident. A couple so it was a week ago from Thursday. So luckily, thank God, nobody was hurt, seriously injured, and that's really all I was like really praying for. So, and it just lets you know how quickly things can change, very, very quickly, because it could have went another way, So I'm glad it didn't go that way.
Like, how are you? That's a lot to deal with.
I'm fine. I was a little like, so how do I drive again? After it was over, like the next day, I was like, man, you feel a little shaky, but I'm fine though. Yeah. Okay. My kids are good, so everybody's good. So yeah.
That's good. That's
nice.
Good.
Glad to be back.
Definitely glad to be back for sure.
We're moving on. All right. So you got it, Adrian. Sorry.
Whoa.
All right, what y'all mad at?
I feel like not the only thing, because it's a lot we can be mad at.
It's so much to be mad at.
So much.
I got a lot to be mad about. That's what Solange said.
That's what she said.
Uh-huh.
That's what she said. But we just want to send a little love and light and prayers to the family of Sonia Macy and the tragic situation that happened. It was in Springfield, right?
Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah, she was in Springfield.
It was in Illinois. I didn't know that. I feel like it's something new I learned every single day about this.
Same.
I have not been able to watch or listen to the audio.
Yeah.
Like that's hard.
I agree.
So
unfortunately, I've seen enough Black people die on camera.
Exactly.
Not at my will since 2013, 14. So I don't need to see anymore.
Yeah, it was terrible. And I heard I was just cleaning up or something, and on news they were talking about it, and they were mentioning how she just was recently diagnosed with a lot of stuff. I don't want to misspeak or anything, but she had a lot of different ailments going on. And then, not that anything would be okay for what happened, but she had other things that she was already dealing with. So
some mental health issues, and then also just from what I read is that she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And sometimes when you live in two different cultural worlds, like something that is so harmless that she couldn't have meant anything negative by that. I don't know. Like I know that there's something about a pot of hot water or whatever, but so that like hits me in the gut when I think about it, like that being the last words. And just rest in peace to her and condolences to her family. I know her son talked to the police, and there were a lot of different stories that he got told. His
grandma.
Yeah. So like,
really sad.
That's horrible.
Rest in peace to her, and please get out and vote, because obviously we know. I don't feel like this is like some of the cases we've seen in the past where it's very divisive. I think a lot of people know that something was wrong there. Like I've seen even like police officers speaking out about it. And as part of Project 2025, which I don't know if we're ever going to talk about that a little bit more, but one of the things that is up on that piece of legislation is for police officers to have blanket immunity. So what that would mean is no matter what the situation is, they are cleared of charges or not even brought to charges because of their status as a police officer. So,
wow.
Obviously, we know mistakes can happen. We know there are good police, bad police. But there has to due process is a thing, and things need to be presented to courts. And just, I don't know, I just could see that being a snowball effect into a bunch of hot mess and people getting in law enforcement that don't have no business being in law enforcement. So please, again, we'll say this every episode up until
November.
Yeah. Get out, make sure you check your voter's registration, make sure it's current, and be ready to vote. I ain't telling y'all who to vote for. I just know who I'm voting for. So rest in peace again to Sonia Massey.
Absolutely. I call her Macy. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm not sure if it's Massey or Macy. I'm sorry. I could be mixing it up.
I'm sorry if we're butchering her name. Sorry.
I do have one more quick what I'm mad at thing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
While I was in New Orleans, I did a sensory deprivation experience. Are you all familiar with that?
Can you share a little about that?
Yeah. You heard of it, Brian?
No, but I'm kind of using context clues a little bit.
Right, same. That's what I'm like. Yeah. Wow, what exactly was that?
So, it is basically like they have the sensory deprivation tanks at a lot of spas. So it's like a spa service that you can get added on, or you could just make that a part of your trip. And basically, it is like this huge egg thing that like kind of opens up like this, and they fill the tank with water and then lots of salt and apparently magnesium. Just, I think they said like 100 pounds of salt or something like that. It was 100 something. I'm not sure the measurement. And what that does is allow your body to float when you get into the water, right? So the point of it is that you're depriving yourself of your senses. So you get in the tank and there is no smell. It's pitch black in there. There's no sound in the room, and you're just floating. It's supposed to like recreate the feeling of being in your mother's womb. You're supposed to get into get into like a meditative state and just float there, right?
How long?
For how long?
So I had a 60-minute session. They do
60 minutes.
Yeah. 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes. I haven't seen anything above 90 minutes. Let me tell you, hated it. Like it was, I feel like my brain struggles to shut off. And even when it's trying to be forced to shut off, that almost made the opposite happen, right? So just quick rundown, I'll be quick. So you go in a room, they keep the room at 98 degrees because they want it to be the same as your body temperature. So they don't want you to feel any difference while you're in the water when you're out. Immediately step in the room and a bead of sweat start scrolling down my arm and here on my nose. I'm like, why is it so hot? I didn't know that part going in. Whatever. So it's hot as hell in the room. Apparently you have to get naked. Wasn't prepared for that. The man said, the creepy old man that worked at the front,
of course,
said that you can get in there with your swimsuit, but you would basically, like, that swimsuit would need to go in the trash because as soon as you put it in the washing machine, it would like dissolve, or all of the elastic will come out, all of the stitching will come out. And so that was weird also. Wow. You shower before you get in there and float. Long story short, I had a 60-minute session. I float, like I call myself floating. Like you automatically float, right? Because of just how the water is. But I got in there, I laid down, and I would say like within the first 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do this. My mind was, I felt like I could hear my heartbeat. I felt like it was like so many different thoughts in my mind. I'm like, it's a camera in here, and here I am laid out, laid out,
like a spatchcock chicken.
Everything out. And like I did research too, and Rachel, a friend of ours, Rachel went and did, and she said she loved it. So like that made me say, I want to do it.
Yeah.
But what I've seen on TikTok is that, and I think part of this is because like New Orleans is a smaller city compared to Chicago. There was only one place in New Orleans that had it, right? So here in Chicago, you can find them everywhere. The ones that I see on TikTok, they have like a little button in there that you can press to give you a little light music, or at least give you a little bit of lighting. It was pitch black in there. So after like the first 10 minutes, I was like feeling around, and I found my phone because I put it on the chair, found my phone, turned on the flashlight. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do it.
Mama, let me yell, mama.
Exactly. I didn't come out, but I was sitting in there on my phone. I was like checking emails. I was like, this is a shame. This is not what you're supposed to be here. I was on
picture how that look. I'm a little intrigued. And we going to New Orleans.
I go with y'all. I'll tell you the place.
Yeah, I want to look into that.
What I would suggest, and for anybody else that might want to do this, they have the floaty tub, and then they have like a cold plunge. So after you get out the floaty tub, a lot of people get the cold plunge because that kind of like brings you back down. I did not come back. Like I felt like my heart was beating. Even when we got to the restaurant, sat down, had a little food, I still did not feel back regulated.
Normal, yeah.
For a while. So
that sounds like ayahuasca.
I tried to float again at the end. Like, I don't want to waste my money. Let me try again. That didn't go too well either. So float therapy, wasn't for me. I'm mad at it.
Yeah, the different therapies is not for everybody. You got to find what works for you. They got a whole bunch of different therapies. Yeah. So many different type of therapies.
Adrian, it's on you. You got to try it.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like I would like to do that when we go.
Just don't get it in your eyes, because a friend that I was with got a little bit, and she thought she was blind. Like I started freaking out about hearing my heart. She started freaking out about feeling like she was blind, because like, even if you're right here, you can't see your hands. That's how pitch black it is in there. So I tried it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Ooh, sorry. That took longer than it had to, but I'm mad at it. And I ain't doing it no more.
At least you can say definitively that you are indeed mad at it.
Yes, for sure.
For sure. And then I could, you know what? Let me just slide into mine, because I know Adrian got a lot, but
bow.
So this is a new segment I actually came up with today. Beezy offers wisdom. Bow. And so I just watched last week. This is a safe space. Don't kill me. I just watched The Last Dance, and I said, this is a safe space. I said, this is a safe. Right. Somebody mute her mic. Anyway, The Last Dance, Michael Jordan, Bulls, 3-peat 2 times. And I'll just learn so many lessons from it. It was just greatness, like personified, like in a person. Like he was, and that team was greatness. So I learned a couple things. I just want to share them. One of them is that greatness takes time. It takes time. He got on the Bulls 84 or 85. 84.
One of them. I think it's 84.
One of them. I think it's 84. Yeah. They didn't win their first championship until 1991.
They was whack.
Before 84? Oh, they were really bad. They were that's laughable.
Still when the NBA players was doing coke.
Like Tropic Thunder. I love Tropic Thunder. That's exactly what it was. But greatness take time, man. And so yeah, he got drafted to the Bulls in 84, and they didn't win their first championship until 91. They won again in 92, 93, then 96, 97, 98. And then second point is greatness is not, it doesn't come from just one person. Like one person can influence it, but you need people, you need a community around you to really, really hone your greatness, you know, even though that's a team sport and we're in this life, you know, we're like the main character, you still need community, you know what I'm saying, to bring out that greatness. And I think the third thing is that when they had the episode with Kobe, RP to Bean, but he was talking about how for, I think he was saying for like 5 years or some type of time period, he was mentored by Michael Jordan. And he said when people would compare Kobe and Mike, he said, please stop, because without him, there is no me. I don't get any of my championships without. So mentorship is so important because people could see things that you can't even see. You know, so man, that was just a really great documentary, and that was my BZ offering wisdom, man. Bow bow.
That is so. Did you just watch it all together? Like just binged it?
Yeah, I binged it. It was over the course of a couple days, but yeah.
When it first came out, you know how like they only gave you, I think it was one episode a night or
one
maybe
episode at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were crackheads in front of the TV.
Y'all got any more of them episodes?
I'm putting on a new outfit because that was like in like the true stay at home order. So everybody was watching that except for you, but you know, you caught up now.
Safe space. Look. I'm sorry.
Even Adrian watched it.
This is one more bonus point that I'm gonna have too. I just wanted to say, like, man, they had got so much footage from like all that time, and they were like, I know people were like, okay, well, when is this documentary coming out? When is it coming out? You know, and that's timing is so important. Because if it was released at any other time, maybe it would have did great. I don't know. But everybody was literally in the house in 2020 watching it, except me. But that's not the point. So yeah, timing is important, and you know, don't feel like you being left behind. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, so yeah. Off to you, Adrian.
They sat on it for so long, but
that's a long time.
Like the music was perfect. Like I feel like Adrian, we talked about this. Like, remember those championships? Like
I always got a new bike.
Like
they broke in major motors all the time. I was so excited.
They was looting. They were looting.
And I just knew that I got a bike. And you ride around the block and just scream. That part too, where people would just drive around the block. And I don't know if that was
real loud
63rd Street thing, but people used to just get in the car and then just drive and then like blow the horn and like people like like screaming like psychos.
Yeah,
but it was a good time.
Those were the days. Oh,
it was
MJ,
a good time.
Wow.
Okay,
all right, so handing it on over to Adrian.
All right. So, if you didn't get the chance to join, and then you guys, we need to give ourselves a little clap because we're on episode 7. I think that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So, shout out to us for sticking to it, sticking with it, and the future to come. So,
that's an ode to Jordan. Remember when he did that one? Y'all don't remember? He kept going. Don't forget it.
You got it.
That's all right. Come on.
But so we did. If you did not join us last episode, it is available on our YouTube at the Pod and Color, and so that's where you'll see the But Actually Decent, and then the
No Cap Recap.
I don't know what I was thinking, but No Cap Recap. You get to see all of the different podcasts and things that we have in that hub. So you can check out episode 6 to catch up to where we are. So we discussed just the different types of self-care. So I don't want to tell you too much because I want you to go and watch the episode and then get like your own take from it, and then listen to this one, then like get in the comments and like let's have a conversation about it. And we want to make this a thing that we do maybe quarterly, right? Just to check in with each other to see how we're doing, and essentially checking in with y'all, and just Just trying to be decent. Just trying to be decent.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me get my little note. Last week, that, and again, you can find this on YouTube. We discussed financial self-care, emotional self-care, and social self-care. So we discussed those different types, and we all gave our little 2 cents about it. So again, you can check that out. But we're gonna go into a few more different types of self-care. So the next type of self-care we're gonna touch on is the professional self-care. Professional self-care. So with professional self-care, that is excuse me, a set of practices that help people work consistently and effectively in their profession. Some examples of that would be take your lunch, or setting boundaries, or do not work overtime, or leave work at work. You know how some people take work and be at home and don't, get in good before they open a laptop or something, or learn to say no, and plan your next career move. That's a part of professional self-care. That was amazing when I read that, because it's like, yeah, you're here now, but what are you doing next? That's your self-care, right? And then this one I know Danae will love: take all vacations and sick days.
All of them. Earn them and burn them.
Prepare the others.
Prepare the others, okay? Yeah.
It is necessary. So that's just a little bit about professional self-care, and that's just something we want to check in with each other, and we checking in with our listeners too, because we want you to think about that too. So while in conversation being Danae, we'll start with Brian. I want to ask you, how would you rate your professional self-care and why?
I'm gonna say a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
For sure.
9 out of 10.
Because I feel like I'm coming from a kind of unique perspective, because I was with an organization in 2021, from like 2018 to 2021. Then I quit to be my own like a full-time entrepreneur, and then I came back to the workforce in February of this year. So things that I thought was hard are not hard. Okay. being a full-time entrepreneur is hard. That's real hard. The stuff they asked me to do at the job, it's not hard at all. Okay.
I can manage that.
Listen, I can manage that, So a couple things that I do to make sure that I am kind of like enforcing that is going outside, actually literally closing the laptop and going outside, even if that's as quick as to like check the mail, or just drive 10-15 minutes and then come back or something like that. Another thing that I do is when it's time to log off, I take my laptop and I put it in a separate room. My laptop, my mouse, everything, I just put it in a separate room, so I'm not even tempted to be like, oh, let me just, because it can wait until tomorrow. It really can, So.
That's a good tip, because I don't do that.
Yeah, you got to do that, man. Listen, whatever
I will
time
take
that
my bathroom, I'll take it in the bathroom and be on the toilet. Just type. That's not healthy. Sorry.
Per my last email.
Right. Yeah.
So then they tell us about yours. So that 9 out of 10. I feel like you get a 10 out of 10. That was great. That's some good stuff for real.
Yeah.
Danae, how about you? Excuse me. How would you rate your professional self-care and why?
I'll give myself probably a 6 out of 10. Although I will prepare the others, there are certain times of the year when I can do that. 3/4 of the year, that's not truly a reality for me. I work more than 8 hours every day. My job is not really an 8-hour job. And going into this next school year, I am going to be taking my lunch. I actually just today, so this is right on time, got an email from our superintendent. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there's a changing of the role. And let's just say a swap of responsibility. So without saying too much, they're taking me out of my one class that I taught and giving me another role in support of someone. And what they ain't gonna do is kill me.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that
Does this
looks
work out
like.
better for you?
In some ways, yes.
Okay.
But in
Yeah.
other ways, I could see them just trying to change my workload and plop a lot of things on me that haven't been a part of my responsibility. That didn't seem like there was much choice in the matter. As a matter of fact, it was, well, this is what we're doing. So I got some questions. I'm going to schedule a meeting just to talk about what that looks like on a day to day to me, because I'm pretty settled in. Like I'm thankfully, like my job allows me to flex my hours. So I don't have to be there at the beginning of the school day, because my real job kind of starts after school is over. And so don't want to adjust that. Let's see what else. I have, and I'm gonna give a shout out to my little bites. They know who they are. That's my little clique at work. But I think the four of us have found like a sense of community, like a small sense of community that like we can come into one of our spaces, close the door, and even if it's just what's going on, like just a little venting session. Sometimes it's just a little powwow. Sometimes we order a little lunch. We used to do crumble cookies on Fridays. But we are, I think it would be very difficult for each of the four of us to just get through all of the stuff that can happen in the course of a day if we did not have each other. So I'm thankful for that, because I haven't always felt very included in where I've worked in many different places. So those are my people.
Community is important. No man is an island.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Namaste.
We call it little bites because we call our little conversations little bites.
That's okay.
I love it. I love it. Y'all a gang.
I know. We have to get some
LBG.
Adrian.
Yeah.
I am not very proud of how I've been handling my professional self-care. If I had to give myself a grade, I would probably say for the last 2 weeks, maybe like a 5 out of 10. I've really been, so I told y'all that I was gonna go for the interview. So I went for the interview, and we'll talk about that, I can't share too much. But
Offline.
yeah, so I did the interview or whatever, so it was cool, and that was a thing. So then we had one of the other supervisors from another location come in. He's actually here again this week, so it's been like I feel like I'm trying to like push myself, and I've been doing so much since we started, but I feel like now I've been like trying to like super prove myself and like respond. I mean, you should respond emails and stuff anyway, but it's like I'm going an extra mile. And I'm like, instead of going, I start work at 6. Thursday or Friday, I got to work at 5, and I'm like, the fact that I'm logging onto a computer at 5 o'clock is insane. So, and like I was at work at 5 o'clock, but so I'm not really proud of how I've been handling it. But today I had like a come to Jesus meeting kind of thing, and just because me and Adrian have a conversation all the time, and so we were just talking about what we're feeling and seeing how it affects us and stuff like that. So I'm not super proud of how I've been handling it, but I do realize that it's a thing that I want to do better with, and I'm going to. So
can I ask, like, what specifically don't you think you're handling well?
Because I'm not like, it's a thing of I had like literally closed my computer down, like I was wiping down my keyboard, and the guy was like, "Oh, I was gonna ask you about," and I opened the computer and went back, and I was okay. So what we talking about? Like that, or it's
like set a boundary.
Yeah, I didn't. I have not. Like it'll be times one of my work homies that sit next to me, she's like, "So you taking a lunch today?" Like I won't take a lunch, and you know what I mean. I'll be filling out, getting a whole bunch of like crazy stuff because again, with our company being this facility being a new facility, so it's a lot of startup activities that I wasn't familiar with. and it takes a lot. So I feel like I haven't said, hey, we're gonna choose Adrian. The only thing I do, which I'm proud of, is on Mondays, I'm gonna leave at 2 because that's the day I have therapy. So that's something I'm proud of because I'm gonna do that. But like taking a lunch and stuff like that. So when I seen this self-care about the different types for like the different acts for professional self-care, I was like, yeesh, I can do better with that. But I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So that's where I am. Do you guys have anything else about professional self-care? Can we go on to the next one?
I got one thing.
Okay.
And that is just things are like ever changing in our lives, period, but especially professionally. So I would like for us to give ourselves grace, because you may have like a new supervisor or like new processes in place, and you shouldn't beat yourself up because of something that you wanted to like do better, because quite honestly it may not have been room for that. We like to think ideally, like but some jobs are they just are like that sometimes, and some jobs have busy seasons where it's like you don't get to do everything that you would have thought you would have been able to do. And so you just par for the course. It's okay though. It's okay. So yeah.
I needed that. Thank you, B. See, so the importance of self-care. You see how each of us have a different story, but with the same goal in mind to
stay encouraged.
Yes. Absolutely. So that's professional self-care. For our listeners, let us know how are you handling your professional self-care, or if you have any tips or something. Like, let's for real do this, because this kind of stuff we gotta check in with each other to see how we're doing or whatever, because some people don't have a group of friends that they can talk to, you know what I mean, or like little bites, or something like that. Like, people don't have that. So we can't take it for granted. So we're gonna check in. So we're gonna go on to the next topic for the next type of self-care, and that one is physical self-care. So physical self-care is a way to, and of course this is a wide range but this was the best kind of definition that I thought would suit for this. But a way to improve your physical health and quality of life. So some examples of physical self-care is safe housing or regular medical care, healthy eating, exercising, be sexual. I promise I said that. Be sexual. Get enough sleep. Hey, look, that's your self-care.
Slip that thing.
Slip that thing.
I really can't stand you. Because the fact that we all thought about that is hilarious. But that part,
if you know, you
know.
Excuse me.
Come on back.
Sorry.
So we're gonna make sure that we get enough sleep, take vacations, get massages, get acupuncture, and this one I really like was Ags for nurture.
What was the last one?
Ags for nurture. Like, ask someone to help me grow, help me understand this, help me do better with this. Like, ask for it. I really like that because it's easy to not do it, and we don't give people a chance to be nurturing to us or whatever. So, but like, if you can put yourself in a position where you're like vulnerable enough to say, you know what, I need help with this, or this is how I'm feeling, and like, just in full transparency, I said, like Danae, and I'm grateful for that part of all of our friendship as well. But the other day I sent the message just to say how I was feeling, and it was nothing I had to feel judged about. I didn't think she was gonna be like, oh shit, so like, it was cool. She came back and gave me some motivation. Like, it was a good thing to do. But like, when I seen this, I was just like, wow, that's important, because maybe you don't know what the next step is. Maybe you need to ask somebody, you know what I mean, and let somebody provide that space for you. So that's where we are with physical self-care. So with that, Danae, how have you been handling your physical self-care, and what would you like to improve
on? Physical self-care. So I'm working on being more active.
Okay.
I set a goal around that for the summer. I don't want I think that's maybe a little cliche. Um, Overall, like I'm just listening to my body a little bit better, right? So I've been keeping up with all of my doctor's appointments. Like usually I would make appointments and then I cancel them, and then I'll be like, oh, let me try to squeeze it in here. And I guess that kind of goes back to professional self-care, because there is no profession if I'm not taking care of myself. So making those more of a priority. I have recently taken on a new venture that is gluten-free
Oh
eating.
yeah.
Okay.
And thus far, it's
BFE.
been good, because if you know me, you know my stomach, and you know she ain't right. So did through doctors, because I was just having a lot of issues that like I was having issues with my hair, my skin, just the stuff that was happening with my stomach. And so did some tests or whatever, and it was said that I need to live gluten free. And it's been good so far. Like I will say, because of the area that I live in, sometimes it is difficult to get. Like I went to, in Chicago, people, I went to the Culver's. So I did some research on like what fast food options there are that have gluten free.
Okay.
So Culver's has a gluten free bun. So went to Culver's. I'm gonna show y'all the picture of what they gave me. They gave me a burger deconstructed, right? Now if we were at a 5-star restaurant, maybe I could have dealt with that.
La Baguette.
Yeah, and
That'd be $95.
can y'all see that? Ultimately, no, you can't see it. Damn. It's a deconstructed burger.
Oh, okay.
With
Yeah.
the
So they gave you the bun on the side.
They gave me the bun still in the plastic bag after they popped it in the microwave. And then my burger just kind of on the lunch tray. That's what I felt like I was making my lunch at Thornwood. That is Culver's on 33rd and King Drive. So
I was thinking, I'm like, what? Where is it talking about you? Okay.
yeah, so that wasn't good.
Oh, it wasn't good.
I mean, well, I haven't had a gluten-free bread or bagel or anything that is good, because the texture of it is very different. But it just agrees with my stomach much more. Like I wake up every morning with my stomach hurting. If you know me, you know I'm the queen of the AK-47, aka Alka-Seltzer. And I haven't needed that since I've done it. So like I've really been trying to focus outside of those fast food decisions, just the one, on whole foods, right? So meat, protein, and veggies, not so much starch or sweets or things like that. So this started, I got back Friday, because in NOLA I was not gluten free. But when I got back,
extra gluten. I ain't driving. Give me extra gluten.
All the gluten y'all got.
Y'all can find some more gluten in the back, actually.
You got a little gluten I can sprinkle on top.
Can I get a side of like when you get extra sauce from McDonald's? Can I get a sweet sour sauce?
I got all the gluten out of me now, and so now I'm doing this. So
okay,
it's helped so far. I just got to stay strong.
Are you the only one doing it, or is your partner doing it with you?
Well, by proxy. He actually came in here today and was like, I don't want you to think I'm on a diet. And I was like,
I just want to make this clear.
That's so we clear.
Yeah. Because I was like, you want me to make you a bowl of fruit? He was like, ain't no meat. So yeah.
That's funny. Adrian, how about you and your physical?
My physical self-care, I feel pretty good about, especially with my job and us being in such a huge warehouse. Like I kind of make it my business to go, because there's like 3 different wings almost. So I make it my business to go like maybe take a walk a couple times a day or whatever. I have not been gymming as much. I haven't gymmed at all, actually. It's just I've been having a hard time waking up at 3 a.m. It's just difficult. It's
That's
difficult.
crazy.
I haven't made it a priority, and I want to do better with that. But that 3 o'clock is just
3 o'clock is tough, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And to be in New Lenox at 4:15 is to get at least a good hour in before you got to get dressed and go to work. So I just haven't pushed myself in that yet. But that reminds me, when my therapist introduced these, she said, a lot of times when you're off in one, it tends to affect the other. And so how I could say about professional self-care, you figure because I'm keeping myself at work and staying late, so then me waking up at 3 a.m. is like, no, I want that extra hour. That makes a difference, that kind of thing. So that so I definitely feel like that there's some truth to that when you see when you lacking in one, then it's like it's gonna kind of like trickle down. So that's why I'm with physical self-care. I of course want to be better. I wish I had a Peloton. That just seems like the solution. To just have a Peloton, then like get up in the morning, do your workout, then get in the shower, go to work. You ain't got to go nowhere.
You ain't got to go nowhere. Yeah.
I have a treadmill that I got on today. Yeah, I got on it today.
Okay.
And it's in my living room.
Okay.
To remind
you don't put clothes on it?
I don't. I haven't gotten there yet. We don't hang things on it. We don't hang things on it. We're working on something, so I think both of us will be using it a lot here soon.
Awesome.
But for a while, it was getting some dust on it.
Yeah, it happens. It happens unless you one of those like. I feel like I want to get me an Apple Watch. I don't want to take on no bills because I am in the process of like paying off credit cards and stuff. So. I want one.
Wave from side to side.
Wave from side to side.
I feel like that pushed me to like.
I'm finna say
more.
I was about to say, Nay, I didn't see nothing that you got on the. Did you start your watch?
I did. Now you can't see, but that looked pretty.
No, I'm saying about your treadmill earlier.
Things happened today.
Okay, all right.
They did.
My phone, my watch ain't went.
Thank you, accountability partner.
Hello. Hey, did she go walking today? No. Yeah, I'm sorry. Were you done?
No, yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I feel better. Just my whole day, I feel like goes a lot smoother if I walk in the morning. If I walk in the morning, get my 2 miles in, I mean, I just feel like my brain is less foggy.
Yeah.
I'm just like when it hit like 2 o'clock, I don't be like, oh, all right, oh man, let me, you know what I'm saying? I just feel so much better. But sometimes I don't hit that 2 miles in the morning, and I'll be like, man, if I could just sleep just a little bit longer. Granted, I don't have to get up at 3 and 4 in the morning like my dear brother here, but so
let me ask you this: with you being like mostly remote, do you feel a difference physically when you have to go in the office as opposed to being at home?
Who goes in the office?
I thought you were going in the beginning.
I was okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going in the office.
I was about to say, I ain't crazy.
Yeah, no. I was. Yeah, man. It's so much of a difference.
Yeah.
Work from home, busy.
Just because, man, WFHB's remote busy, because
who going in the office?
Don't you be cussing at me. When I had to. Because I had to like catch the train and everything. It's like when I was going to the office, I had to drop my daughter off. I had to do all of that. I had to be out by like 7:15. If it's after 7:15, I might as well stay home. Like, you know what I'm saying? To get to the office is like 8:43 or something, and then work, and then leave by like 4 or something to get home. So it's just a lot of travel. Much travel. The metro and all of that stuff. So yeah, I noticed a huge difference in I just do notice a huge difference. So yeah.
Okay.
I recently started taking vitamins again.
Vitamins. Okay.
They're actually right here.
Is it like an all-in-one or
There's 3 different ones.
okay?
Black girl vitamins. You can't even see
Okay.
it. Why is it like that?
Oh,
So it's a
Because
vitamin
you
D.
blurred in the background.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a,
You gotta do like this.
vitamin D. Oh, I got to do the YouTube hand. Black
There
girl.
you go.
Oh,
I see it,
But-
was
man.
there for a second. Okay.
Yeah.
Vitamin
Okay.
D. It's a hair, skin, and nails.
Oh wow, that includes biotin. I'm sure.
Yeah, no one today. Okay.
You got that from Target?
I didn't. I got them from their website.
Oh, okay, nice.
Anything that says black girl, I'm willing to do.
Black girl sunscreen.
All that. I got all that. So
You are
hopefully
their
I'll
target
be.
audience.
I am. Hopefully I can see my energy levels raised from that too. In addition to what I'm doing with my workout. So
right. Is you rolling? Well, I might be.
I might be.
All these vitamins.
I actually might be. Now, last one, right?
Okay.
Last one.
Yeah, so that's where we are with physical self care.
Because you've been all up in my business, but okay, go
all
ahead.
up in it.
I'm just saying we got to check in. So the last one that we're going to discuss is spiritual self care. So spiritual self care is a personal practice that involves activities that help you connect with yourself and your purpose. So some examples of spiritual self-care is like self-reflections or going into nature or find a spiritual community. And I remember earlier we were talking about how community is so important. So I was like, oh, they hitting it, hitting the points from one of the the types of self-care. So a community is important, and that can be church or, whatever your thing is. To be inspired, like really just allow yourself to say, you know what, I can do this, or this, I can make this, that kind of thing, or dance like me, or sing like those are type, huh? I hear you. Okay, I think so. So you go dance. Some acts are just to like play, maybe like with the kids or something. So and find a spiritual mentor. And I thought about you with that one with your photography thing, and I was like, oh yeah, that's that's pretty cool. So those are just some of the types of like good spiritual self care. So I wanted to ask. I'll start with B. How do you feel like your spirit has been showing up? Like, let's just say over the course of the last 30 days, like if you had to give it a feeling or a word, even like how do you feel like you're showing up? How's your spirit showing up? Like,
I feel like I feel like I'm especially I know you said the last 30 days, but especially like this year, at the top of this year and stuff, I've been like focusing on the positive and changing my perspective and really being like, I get to do this. You know what I'm saying? Not I have to. You know what I'm saying? I get to take my kids to school. You know what I'm saying? I get to have my friends over. You know what I'm saying? And like make black people tacos, so that's really, I and small wins turn into bigger wins, I always feel like real winners make the best out of their hands, and they don't have like the best hands, but they make the best out of their the cards that they are dealt.
That 10 B. That's a big 10 right there.
Yeah, y'all gonna let that 10 walk?
Let that 10 walk.
Let that 10 walk.
I feel like I'd rather you say anything else to me, but don't tell me, don't say to me you gonna let that 10 walk, because I wouldn't let it walk if I could do something about it.
Exactly. All I got is a 3.
But that's talking
that's club.
That's talking over the board.
But yeah, I just feel like that's very important. That's really, really important for your spirit, because just to be just bogged down with like negative thoughts all the time, it's just not good for you. You know what I'm saying? So grateful is like a really big word that I've been like kind of really focused on. I'm just super, super grateful. Just so very grateful. So yeah.
I love that. Nay.
You got a question or just how?
No, I was doing the nay.
He was doing.
Who are you, Adrian?
Oh no! I'm sorry. I was laughing at B. I'm sorry.
How is my spirit showing up?
Yes.
I think it depends on the day. I have therapy helps me, gives me tools to deal with the earthly walk. I still am very much so in relationship with the Lord. And I am I am trying to get more into reading my Bible and just kind of centering myself through that way. So like my alarm goes off at 6 a.m. and then I have another alarm at 6:15. I try to pray in between my 6 to 6:15 time. But I also don't want to schedule prayer. Like I think I am constantly in conversation with God. And that to me, it doesn't always look like being in church or, all of that. But I do think it's important to add that our connection, the three of us, did come through church.
The church house.
Right? That's yeah.
Because we went to the same high school.
I forget that me and Adrian went to the same high school, but we didn't talk in high school. We met at church.
Really?
Yeah, we did.
Wow. That's so interesting.
Not one conversation.
Not one. Wow.
Until we got to church. And so it is a big part of my life. My partner is also a spiritual leader. And so
amen, brother.
This house, what they say, as for this house.
As for me and my house.
Me and my house, we're gonna praise the Lord. So I just, try to keep that front and center and when I'm making decisions or like how I'm thinking about the political state of the world, like just stay settled because, I am a child of the Lord.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like for me, something because at one point I could say, it depends on the day. But since last week, my therapist shared something with me, and I'm gonna share with y'all. She was like, I was like, yeah, because I've been having these because like I have just been like emotional, like a lot over the last few weeks, like feeling like up and down about stuff, and all that or whatever. So I was telling her about it. I'm like, yeah, I was having these kind of thoughts and blah blah blah, and she was like, what happened? And I was like, nothing. She was like, before you had that thought, what happened? And I was sitting there and I was like, what? So it just really like really, really blessed me because it lets me it helps me understand that these things that you feel is not just because you were in a situation, somebody said something, maybe you were triggered, or whatever the situation is. So when she said that last week, when I tell you all week I was chewing on that because it was just like, that's the thing, like what happened. And it's not to be like a victim or nothing like that, but it's just to say, acknowledge that, this happened, this made me feel like this, and because of that, this was the result kind of thing. Or maybe do the work and say, I didn't show up the best way in this, so because this happened, I want to maybe talk about it, so that kind of thing. So when she said that really like, I drove home, I didn't even cut no music on when I left therapy last week because it wasn't even sad, but it was just like my mind was like a meal, and I was just thinking about so much stuff, and I was just like, what happened? And like I usually would think it's got to be like some big thing, like some big hurrah, but like at the end of the day, when you think about even to the point like she Olive sister, but we know she doing her 75 hard and doing a great job, but it makes you think like, what happened that you said? Because at one point
this time gonna be different. Right.
Yeah, and like when she like doing an amazing job, and I'm super proud of her. And it's just like when you think about all things, like what happened? What happened when we decided to take a podcast? What happened? So like when you take that And to even with the spiritual self-care, for me, I think about like, okay, so then what happened? So then I had doubt about something because of what? So then I think about, oh, I remember this happened. I remember we had this conversation, or whatever the thing is. So that was something that really, really blessed me. So I feel like I have a new outlook on it, and it's not so much about that it happened, but just to say, okay, so this happened. Then now I know, okay, this made me feel like that at one point. So let me address this. So whatever like that. So it's the part of being grown they don't tell you about. Because you might have to relive some stuff. You might have to like think about that again. It might be like kind of yucky, but then you can kind of get to something we do in inventory control is a root cause analysis. And so we have to do like a whole diagram where they say, okay, so here's the problem. Brian ran his forklift into the wall. Him running the forklift into the wall is not the problem. Let's go to the root cause analysis.
Brian was on
like,
that.
Is Brian drink? You know what I mean? Is Brian getting rest?
I drink to that.
But just getting to the root of it. And I feel like when we take that kind of that same process into like everyday life, just like what's happening? And me doing that, maybe that played a part with me and my emotions over the last 2 weeks, because that's been happening with me. Like, okay, so what is it? And some stuff I'm like, okay, I get it. Some stuff I maybe haven't come to yet, but it's just self-care.
I think the same holds true for when you're feeling good, like having that moment of reflection, like take it in. What I feel great right now. What is the cause of this? Is it being around friends? Is it the fact that I got a little extra money in my pocket? Do I look good? Do I feel good because I look good? Like, it doesn't always have to be that you're reflecting in the negative times about why you're feeling bad.
Very true. So we could take that, y'all. We're gonna do that. So now I'm looking forward to, I mean, not that I want this to be the main thing, because I'm excited about the whole thing with the podcast, but just to check in, because it's important, because a lot of people didn't hear about the different types of self-care and how they affect you and stuff like that. So I think this is good, y'all, and I'm happy that overall I feel like we actually decent. Like, we got some stuff, things have happened, but like we still pushing. So
can you give us so again, there's 6 total kind.
Yes.
I got the
that
first
we went over.
Up. Yeah, we went over the
right.
Yeah, because that he shared the wheel with us, and there were a lot more than that. But these are like 6 kind of pillars. So we had financial, social, emotional, and then what were the 3 today?
Professional.
Then we did professional, spiritual, and personal, and physical.
Oh, physical. Yeah, physical.
So, and I feel like it's, and like you said, to your point with the picture, it's a bunch of different ones. So even if we can maybe visit another type, when on our next check-in or something, but it lets us know, like, it's self-care is not just one thing. It's not just one thing. Like, it's so many different parts of it. So be good to yourself.
Yeah, and it's not just memes, right? Like, if you don't take care of yourself, it'd be smoke in the city, right? So just focus inwards. It's okay to check in with your family, check in with people. Like, I love this concept because it is like a quantifiable way to look at your life. Like, these are the different components. Like, that 6 pretty much covers the gamut. And so if you check in with yourself about these, it just makes you a little bit more aware and maybe set some goals around it. I definitely have some ideas for goals that I want to set for each one of them, so that not just so that next time we talk about this, I feel better to talk about it, like, just because it makes me operate a little bit better in the world. Like, I want to show up feeling good in all ways, because of course stuff happens. Like, that's what we about to say in a minute. Life is hard, but if you actually decent, how do you get actually decent? Check in with yourself.
Check in with your people.
Love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, y'all. So that's
Any final thoughts? Thank you, Adrian. Thank you for sharing this.
Oh, no problem, no
Good.
problem, no problem. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoy self-care. Even when
that was great.
Tooth and nail and crying
Even
like
when
Kelly
it
Price
hurts.
in the back of the taxi cab. Mascara running. But it's life, man. We just gotta keep pushing. We gotta keep pushing.
Doing it. Anything special coming up for you guys before we record again? Got any announcements? Oh, our latest thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, but by the time this comes out, well, shout out to our friend Arlita. Look at me using names. Sorry,
Yeah.
she don't care.
But she wants you. She wants you.
Yeah,
She's a public figure.
Exactly.
So she is hosting a free improv workshop for caregivers. It is going to take place at 2310 East 75th Street, Chicago. She's giving a workshop. Arlita Hall, communication specialist, will reveal how to use humor as a tool in conversations. She has a whole lot going on, including her documentary. There's a bio on her. Maybe we'll link this in the episode thing. But very excited for her. She's got
I can't stand her, but I'm so proud of her. I think we have a running thing.
They got a love-hate relationship.
But
I've never met her, but I'm also very proud of her.
Going on.
Yeah, that girl working. She a hustler, man.
I just want you to know.
All right. So we'll be back next week. We were on a little hiatus, but now we are hopefully, prayerfully gonna settle in and remain consistent. Now, again, we got priorities. We got life. People got kids, and people got stuff that happens.
Partners,
but them too. Sorry.
I'm decent.
It's the snoring that I could hear from this ear.
Don't do it.
But we do our best to just have a little conversation for y'all and engage with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Let us know what y'all want us to talk about. Exactly. I think it would be a good idea. I'm talking about this. We could do it offline, but I think it would just be a good idea to have some conversations that maybe talk about just who we are. Because we kind of hit the ground rolling and just got out here talking about Black Music Month, but we got to introduce ourselves to the people kind of a little more formally. So that's just an idea that I have. Got to give the people. I'm with it. So, all right. Life is hard. Check in with yourself, though. But be actually decent, and you'll be back here next week to see us there. All right, y'all.
Follow us on TikTok at But Actually Decent and on YouTube at the Pot and Color. So follow us, check us out, share our stuff.
Pot put us in and Color Network.
Yeah.
Pot and Color is Death Row, but for podcasts.
Oh, I was gonna say growing. That was my adjective that I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You said that,
and I'm shook.
Yeah. See, you know what? I knew it.
Shook.
She smoked Black and Miles, y'all. Bye, y'all.